You know what's a mediocre party game? Crash Bash on PS1. Doesn't do enough to stand out from Mario Party, yet tries sometimes a bit too hard to stand out from Mario Party, and it kind of falls apart in a few places because of that. You know what's a completely piss-awful party game? Crash Boom Bang on the Nintendo DS. This is what happens when you take the worst mini-games of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games and put them in a Crash Bandicoot spin-off that looks like this. What more can I say? Look at this travesty. You remember all of those DS games from years back when the system was brand new and all they wanted to do was jerk around how great and unique the touchscreen controls were, leading to shovelware on top of shovelware for anybody to play? Well, Crash Boom Bang feels like that exact kind of shovelware, but with a well-established and beloved IP attached to it, and with it being released 2 years after the system it was on initially came out. Also, where you have games like Crash Team Racing where you don't need to know anything about Crash to love the game, but will enjoy even more if you do know Crash, that's not the case here. If you know Crash, aside from the characters you control, there's nothing distinguishably Crash about it. Not in the visuals, not in the music, not in anything. And if you don't know Crash, it's a dull and miserable attempt of a DS party game even as it stands on its own. And even better, it doesn't even control that well, with some of the worst stylus recognition and calibration you'll ever fiddle with. And by the way, did I mention the game looks like this? Let's not forget all the mini-games are repetitive as all sin as well. You know when people start going senile when they're older and forget what they're saying multiple times over? Crash Boom Bang is the game of that. Every minigame has you do more or less the exact same thing over and over again with soulless graphics and animations backing them up. I mean, my god, this is just depressing. And how about that story, eh? Crash Bandicoot stories aren't exactly Shakespeare, I'm fully aware, but even in something as ridiculously easy to follow like Crash 2, that has evil genius Cortex tricking the dim-witted gullible Crash into doing his bidding, because, you know, Crash is an idiot, this game seems to forget everything to do with Crash as a character and has some guy called Viscount holding a competitive race for the smartest minds in the world to try and get through a load of puzzles to grab a big super power crystal for him, and he invites Crash along to solve the puzzles. Crash, this guy, to solve puzzles. This was probably one of those times where totally ripping off a much better party game series wouldn't have been such a bad idea, would it? If you've been watching Badvent Calendar every day so far, then thank you so much. You have no idea how much that means to me. And I'd also like to spend the end of this video thanking every single one of my gorgeous, amazing Patreon supporters who have helped make this video series possible, including the top tier Patreon supporters for December: Omar Matu, Basil, Carl Hakkinen, Gamerman, I Have a Portal Gun, Exopaz, Matthew Hubble, Mills Kahai, Brandon, Kirsten B, Cyberpunk Symphony, Nicole Ganara, Nathan Young, Victor Patrick Bauer, Robert Alamsha, Jezebel, Daniel Leon, Braden Kenny, Jake Delahaye 2008, Mitchell Reed, Adi Thornton Smith, and Maximilian Ely. I apologise immensely if I pronounced that name wrong.